Hey everybody, welcome to Digi Know. This is episode number 1. Not really, this is episode number 94 of Digi Know. Will Hankey, you've been there through 93 episodes. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. So far, so good, right?
So far, so good. It's we do one a week, so that should take us into, we're almost up to our second year. We've been doing this for about 5 years now, I think. It's the slow coach to success. That's what I say.
Right. Yeah. Hey, that's all right. As long as you get there.
Number one thing in internet marketing is consistency. We are not doing that too well.
Right.
But we're still punching on. We're still punching on, people. It's just like a fly on your head. You just keep moving on and not reacting as if it's there.
Right. Yeah. Keep pushing.
So how you doing? It's been a few weeks since we've been on. We've had lots of things going on.
Yeah, I'm doing well. Things are moving along. I'm excited. We're talking about local stuff today because that's a majority of our clients are local. In fact, we've kind of stopped promoting the e-commerce type stuff, and we still have some of those clients.
Yeah.
But the local lead gen type stuff is definitely paying the bills.
So I've been doing a lot of content marketing, as you know. I've been writing some content. Two of our clients that we've been writing content for about 6 months. No. We've been running for about 8 months. At the six month mark, we saw some increasing. Like we might have 3 to 5x their traffic over that 6 months, which is pretty good for a website that wasn't getting a lot of traffic. But then all of a sudden, bang! For both sites, different niches, different areas, completely not even related to each other. One was in golf, one was in a service-based industry. And both of them went through the roof. And now we're probably looking at 30 to 35xing their traffic right now. But here's the funny thing. Well, so the content we're putting out is really good content for people wanting to learn something. But by far and away, looking at Google Console, Search Console, and looking at the queries that people are using to get there, the top ones by far are all location based. Right. So for local business, golf course, Palm Desert, or concreter in Palm Springs, people are looking for that specifically. And I think what's important, and you certainly know more about this than me, but I read a stat last night that said 84% of Google searches on Google are for the local stuff are for a keyword in the map rather than the name of your business. So if I don't know that your business is called Red Canoe Media, but I know that I'm looking for an internet marketer or something like that that describes what your business is, 84% of people are looking for that. And if you don't have that in your profile, if you don't even have a profile, then you're not going to come up and you're just leaving money on the table, right?
Yeah. And you throw into their voice search on top of that, right? People saying internet marketing company near me.
Yes.
Something like that. That's going to be another percentage of those searches as well.
Right. And if you're not there, because think about voice search, specifically Siri.
Yeah.
Those ones, right? They don't give you pages and pages. They give you 95 million results. Imagine that. Here's number 4,374. They don't read it off to you. They give you number 1. They give you one option. Here is the best one. Here's the best option we've found for you.
Yep.
And if you're not the best option, you don't exist.
Right. And another stat to throw out there: 60 to 70% of all searches are done from one of these now. Right, some sort of mobile device. So if you're not, and when that Google 3-pack of results come up, most mobile users are choosing from that.
Yep, they won't click on the next page, like page 2 of search results in general, right?
Right. They might not even go down to the organic results. They might choose specifically from the ads or the maps. I mean, there's 5 choices there. They can assume Google's going to give them the best 5, whether that's true or not. It's he who has the best optimization, right?
Sure is. We've just dropped some nuggets, and that's the end of the show. You guys are quiet today. No, seriously, it really is. It sounds simple and it sounds logical because it is. It's not it's simple, but it's not easy, I guess. There's a bit of work that goes on into making sure that we get those rankings in the right spot. It's not just a matter of claiming a listing and saying, okay, I'm an internet marketer, now come to me. There's a fair bit of work involved in the back end. And I guess a lot of people don't realize that, do they? How much work is involved.
Oh yeah, there's quite a bit, both from the business owner's standpoint, and if you're trying to do it all yourself, it can be fairly overwhelming.
Yeah.
But what do they say? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Take one little thing and start pushing forward, and then celebrate that win. Don't forget that too.
Yeah, that's right. And but I think the other big stat that was is that more than 50% of businesses haven't claimed their Google listing at all anyway, which is frightening because they don't want to know because it's internet stuff. But seriously, how much does it cost, Will, to claim a business listing from Google these days?
Sure, it costs around $0.
Yeah, donuts, right? Nothing. It doesn't cost you anything to claim it.
Yeah.
Here's my big tip is remember your passwords when you claim it, people. Don't forget it. Because how many times have you dealt with someone's like, I think I own it, or I think somebody did it all the time, right?
Yeah.
So just remember your passwords. But it's a free service.
It's very likely that your business is already out there and maybe even getting reviews.
Yep.
So it's better that you claim it and kind of start to control the message that's out there on that platform, especially when it's free, right?
Now, is Google the only place that you should be listed out there?
Well, I think they're the big one, right? There are local services that can help you get, kind of blasted out to Facebook and House and Avo. I mean, it depends on, there's some specific ones like Avo is specifically for lawyers, right?
Yep.
House is more for interior design, that kind of place. But there are some big ones, Yelp, Foursquare, if you want to still say that's a thing.
Well, it is one of the what do they call the big four? Isn't Foursquare one of the big ones where businesses, other businesses, like let's say a Yellow Pages, for instance, or a localpages.net, they're trying to put businesses on their own listings, and they'll go out and they'll find all these business listings. Now, if your listing is out on Facebook or it's on Foursquare, I think Foursquare is one. Newstar is another one. I can't remember what they are. There's 4 or 5 big ones that they're the main ones, the aggregators,
right,
that pull the data. So a lot of these, if you don't have your listing written correctly, and we'll talk about NAP in a minute, but if you don't have it consistent and correct, then you're going to have wrong information being farmed out to all these different businesses. So you want to be careful about that. Let's just talk about NAP. What does NAP mean, and what's the deal about being consistent with that?
Yep. So NAP is name, address, phone number. Those are the 3 big things that kind of drive your local listing, right? And it could be a situation where you got a link or you got a mention in the local chamber, right? They mention your business along with your address. Maybe they didn't link to you, but that's okay. It still counts, and Google sees that mention of your business name. So it's very important to have the same name, same address, and same phone number, no matter where you're listed. I think the big one there is address, right? If you're 123 Main Street, you either need to always spell out street or always use ST period. Doesn't matter which one, just be consistent, right? Listen to us talk about consistency, right? But it's important that those are always the same. If your phone number has changed or you've moved locations, it's very likely that there are listings out there with your old information, and those have got to be updated. Yeah.
And then, it can be a bit of there are tools out there that help you do that sort of thing too, help you update those things. Moz, I think, is one of them, and Bright Local is another one. They'll go out and look for inconsistencies. They'll go out and do their best to update those and fix those up as well. So you want to make sure you check your own listings just to make sure that they're consistent, because, as you said, if they're not consistent, you're going to have a whole mixed podge of information that's out there.
Right. I want to say Moz Local is like $179 a year. I mean, it's next to nothing,
Yeah, and there's a free tool that lets you check. By the way, you put your business in the Moz checker, and it will run a report for you to give you what's going on with your listing.
Yep. I think there's another one called Yext, which is a
Yeah.
little bit more expensive. That's closer to the $400 or $500 a year range.
Yep.
They do mostly the same stuff.
Yep. So that's I think the important stuff is people got to claim their listings. They've got to get out there, especially if you're a local business. Now, what if you're a local business but you don't have an address? Well, can you still claim your business through that sort of service?
Oh, of course. Yeah. They still, if you're a service area business or you go to other people's locations, things like that. Of course, you and I have talked about this in the past. I've listed my business as my home address for, I don't know, 15 years, and I've had one person show up in all that time. So I don't think that's a big issue anymore.
And then you married her, right? Now she's your wife?
Right. Yeah. My first wife wasn't too happy about it, but but there are ways around that system, and I think a lot of people are afraid to list addresses that are residential, and I don't think it's a huge issue. But that's just me.
Depends what you do. I mean, if you're really bad at your business and you want people, people knocking the door going, "Where's my stuff that you promised?" Then don't list your home address.
Yeah, and there could be situations where people have a bunch of negative reviews and don't claim their business for that exact reason.
Yes.
So maybe you should consider being in a different business, I guess, right?
Yep, that's right. We won't go into stories about that sort of stuff, but yeah, I think that's a pretty good overview of what's going on with local these days. It's super important, more than ever. It's important that the people that are getting out there and getting the local businesses found, especially in this day and age when all this COVID stuff is around. You want to be people on the net. That's what they're looking for. They're at home. They're stuck at home.
Yep.
Well, in California, we are. Maybe you're not, but we are.
Yeah. So, we've also started adding service area pages to all of our clients. So one of the main navigations is our service area.
Yes.
And then building specific city pages for some of the different towns there. Specific content that mentions local landmarks, maybe the high school name or something like that, those kind of things. Yep. And then when somebody types in, Chesterfield plumber or something like that, you're probably the only one that has
in Chesterfield content. Yep.
Yeah, you're probably the only one. So you're going to be number one.
I don't think we'll tell people about that. That's a super secret. I think it's working.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you're listening to this, just forget we just said that because it's a super ninja tip.
Yeah. What does the judge say? The jury will discard that from the record or something.
Discard that from the record, people. Don't write it down. I think that's about it. I think that's a bunch of nuggets that you can go in and put in the bank right now.
Yeah, I think local is big. There's a lot of things we can do. We'll be talking about those in future episodes as well too.
I think we might introduce some tools and stuff that we use, or some other tools that are out there too, to help you with some of the local stuff that's going on right now.
Love it. Yeah, I think it's great. Another thing we could talk about is some of these lead purchase services. There are companies that are purchasing. I think Home Advisor is probably the big one, right?
Yep.
And the pros and cons of buying leads from those systems versus just ranking high on your own and getting those leads nice and warm. So.
Yeah, well, I think the other thing about, and we'll talk about this later, is ranking on your own, getting your own site there. It's going to deliver you traffic forever as long as the content you've got on your site is still relevant.
Yep.
If you're buying leads, this minute it's like PPC, right? The minute you stop paying, bang, traffic stops. So it's a way up. It's a way up for you. We'll dig into that next one, I think.
Yeah, awesome. Well, if you want to learn about future episodes or listen to some of the past ones, redcanoemedia.com/Digi know is where you would find that.
That's where you want to go. Go and check it out and leave us comments. And if you want to leave us a 5-star, we love 5 stars. We have a tendency to like 5 stars. So if you want to give us one of those, we'll take it.
We'll take it.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you very much. redcanoemedia.com/digino is where you got to go. Check it all out. Will, what's on the agenda for you coming up? Anything, travel plans or stuck at home with a mask?
No, actually, you know what? I emailed Norwegian Cruise Lines and canceled our cruise for February because probably not going to happen anyway. So might as well go ahead and get that $250 back, right?
And let me guess. They wrote back and said, "By the way, would you like to buy a boat?"
Right.
We've got one going cheap.
On sale right now.
I'm going to go and eat my lunch, and in between bites, I'll pull my mask up and down because that's what our governor says we have to do over here. Is in between bites, we have to put our mask back up.
Yep. Yeah.
Yes.
They do that.
He says if you touch your mask, you got to go and wash your hands. So I'm going to take a bite, go ahead, wash my hands, come back, take a bite, wash my hands.
Oh, fantastic!
It's going to be a long lunch.
Yeah, it is. By then it'll be time for dinner.
It'll be grazing forever. Oh dear.
All right. Answer the phone. We'll talk to you later.
The same person keeps ringing me. It must be important.
All right.
I'll talk to you later. Have a good one, everybody. Take care. See you, Will.